This mine is a decline, as you can see. There's the rail down there, and I can see it runs down. There's a platform or something right there. It looks like there's some stuff taken off from there. So I'm going to drop in past this, and I will join you down at that platform. I just dropped in from up there, and I'm now down at this level here, and I can't tell if it keeps going past me or not. There's, as you can see, a bunch of workings over here, and workbench here, and some stuff over there. I'm assuming, oh no, it just stops right there. I thought that kept dropping down, it doesn't. And over here, it looks like there's stuff dropping down there. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna have to dig around and figure this one out. I think I'm standing on a false floor, actually. It just runs back over there. I'll figure this stuff out in front of me in a minute. In the meantime, I want to take a closer look at the stuff over here. I heard a rumor that there was a meth lab down here at one time. Let me explain some of the stuff we're seeing. Big barrel right there. Coors Light. See a lot of Coors Light and Bud Light in mines. Actually, that's just straight up Coors. That's not Coors Light. Cal pump. Kind of meth labby, right? Let's see, looks like the remains of some box springs here. A newspaper. Let's see, any dates or anything on it. Here we go. 1986. Not too old. Yeah, okay, I'm still on top of this platform. Looks like it just levels out right there. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. And we've got stuff running off. If I don't fall down that way. And a bunch of stuff dumped down here. This is a difficult one to video. Everything's got all these weird angles and everything. After I finish this initial little survey, I'll get some better angles for you guys. Looking up this way, looks like there's a little, okay, I thought it might be a drift running off that way. It's just a little chamber up there, and that connects that stuff over there. So, yeah, let me size things up here, and then I'll turn the camera back on and explain things. Okay, back on that platform where I started. Of course, I came in from up there, and I asked about this one and was advised it just goes down. There is another level down there, but it's a small one. It's just a light bulb down there, and nothing else of interest. So we'll pass that one up in favor of the more interesting workings that are behind me back that way. Couple things I noticed, speaking of Budweiser and such, this Bud's Mackenzie, and there is a Bud Light can right there. So what I said holds true. And another thing I noticed is that on this beam here, they've got padding there, and also on the other side over here, which makes you wonder how many times someone whacked their head on that for put those in, because I'm sure that must have happened a lot. So as I was saying, the workings are down there. We need to wrap our way down there, so I'm going to turn the camera off and start heading down. Just real quickly, I was filming from there just a second ago, and that's the platform I was standing on, of course. And pretty interesting timber working here. You can see it's holding up a lot of stuff, a lot of rock up there, and Remember, we looked through there earlier, and now, as I said, it's a question of twisting and winding our way down through this stuff. I know it looks impassable, but you can actually slide under that, and we'll keep heading our way down. Nothing right there. So, as I said, I'm going to need both hands for this, so I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'll rejoin you when it gets interesting. Alright, we just wrapped our way down from up there. Kind of a pain in the ass. Slipping and sliding down these rocks. There's a little chamber there that just goes back and stops. And then down here, it levels out a little bit. And there's a little chamber here. A bunch of shit piled in it. And actually, okay, it keeps going. But I'll do that in a minute. I want to see what's on the other side. So there's that one there. And then over here, doing some black light action.
Yeah, we need the right type of light.
Well, I was thinking, try it on this piece on the wall because it's covered up in dust there and it might not be showing up there.
Here, hold this.
Well, I'd say right here would be the... Oh yeah, that's fluorescing, I think. It's going yellow.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Almost. What is it under? Is that long wave?
Whoa.
That's not. No.
I thought this just went back a little way. I didn't expect it to run back that far. So that drift I came down, or that, I don't even know what you call that, that hole I circled down, also stuff running off that way. That's the direction my friends went. I just noticed all that gobbing right there. That's pretty cool. But I'm curious about where this goes, so I'm gonna head down this one and then catch up to them in a minute. A little bit crumbly down here, the rock here, so I'm not too surprised to see all this ground fall. But it looks like it clears out once we get into this drift here. I just came from over there and scrambled over this stuff. Here's that ore chute we were seeing from the side. Very plugged, as you can see, all the way up. And the drift keeps running this way. The rail here. So I got another ore chute here. That's kind of neat seeing that the extra little chute piece at the end. There's the full chute. Let's circle. This must be one of those pockets or stopes I circled around on the way in. Good stuff. Continuing. You see that tank right there. Pick up a little bit of an echo. Which makes sense because there's not a bunch of ground fall here, so the echo makes sense. Bunch of twisted up rubble. And I think I see daylight. And like I said, that runs up to there. Let me turn the light off. Yeah, I'll get both lights off so you believe me. So that runs up to the surface, obviously. So I will go back and catch up to the others. Alright, I just came from back there, and you can see this ground is not easy to work through. It's very narrow. That's only a couple feet, so it's a pain to maneuver around here. So I'm breathing hard. See a little chamber here. And something interesting here is there's calcite all over the place. See that big chunk of calcite right there? That's pretty cool, huh? And there's also a big chunk here, but it's got dust on it, so the one I just showed you is better. I thought this was interesting. There's a respirator here, MSA respirator. which I thought was, I haven't seen many respirator boxes underground before. So that's kind of cool. And then also of interest is I've been standing on a false floor the whole time right here, and that drops down there, and don't know if we can reach that or not, but there's no ladder or anything going down there right now. So for now I just noticed something else. See they got a windlass here. See the notches for where the get off this so you can see better. You see the notches where the windlass would have been, so they could crank stuff up. Obviously these boards would have been moved when they were hauling stuff up, but that's pretty fun. And then my friends are there, so let's go see what they're up to. Okay, I just came through there from over there, and there's some pretty impressive gobbing back here, as well as those old school timbers where they just cut the tree down and shave the branches off and slap it in. See that one narrows down right there where the tree was growing up? That's pretty amazing. Same thing here, you can see just scrape the branches off and some of the bark. And also you can see this gobbing here runs up, and then also back there. There's stuff running over here. See the carnation milk box? There's stuff running over that direction, and also there's a little pocket down there that's been backfilled. There's also stuff up here. See more of that gobbing. That's impressive gobbing. And then this, okay, that's the area we're just looking at a minute ago. That carnation milk box was back on the right there. That connects in there. And then more gobbing here, and all through here, and then up to there. You can see more, so we'll head up there and check that stuff out, and see what awaits us up there. There's some more calcite here, yeah. Right there. I don't know if that sparkle is coming across on the camera or not. Okay, I just came from down there, and as you can see, there's a drift running off into here. I'll go check that in just a second. There's also a drift running ahead here, down that way, where my friends have gone. That's pretty impressive. Look at that. Look at those huge slabs being held up by those little timbers. Wow. And just a little pocket right here where they dump some waste rock behind the gobbing here. So before I go any farther though, I want to check out this little side drift here. See how far this goes. That is burned. Burning things is not a good idea in a mine. Huh. There's a little stope action right there in this chamber. And I feel like there's a bunch of stuff here. I don't want to miss anything. Little knee-high gobbing along the edge there. And let's see. This looks like the wrapping for explosives. Oh wow. Look at that. A very well preserved carbide container, or the lid to a carbide container. That is really awesome. You almost always see them all rusted out and no good. It's amazing to even be able to read this lid. Great stuff. Wow, I'm impressed. Okay, just some Yeah, that's the wrapping for explosives. Just goes back and stops there. More calcite back there. That's really brilliant calcite there, actually. And then it just stops right here. And there's this board right here, holding back the mountain. So I will head back and cut down that main drift. Okay, just look down there, and I'm back in this main drift, heading down this way. Still mightily impressed by the work these little skinny timbers are doing. Look at that, just threw a branch up there. And that's holding all that rock back. The old timers were good at what they did. Here's a look. That drift runs up there and bends to the left. Probably see that better. Looking, oh yeah, I can see a better view of that. So that's what I was talking about. We just threw a couple trees up there, and it's holding back an extraordinary amount of rock. Very cool. And it almost seems like a fault, but it's not smooth enough on the right. So, wrapping our way back here, more gobbing all around me. And that's unusual, almost looks like flowstone. Huh. That's an unusual rock that stands out here. And we keep going this way. More gobbing. Little stope chamber here that goes up there. More crumbly rock, of course. Is that an interesting mineral you're checking out, or?
Yeah, there's little crystals in this pocket here.
Oh, that's cool. Those crystals are right there, and then that's looking back the way we came. Get your bearings. Also give you a sense of the size of this chamber here. See the gobbing there. Looking ahead, that's very unique actually. Look at that gobbing stacked up that high. I have not seen that before, where they actually have it that high off the ground. Huh. That takes some skill actually to stack that up without that caving. There's a pillar right there. That looks pretty filled in with rubble, but it looks like it might connect to something back around that way. I'll check. There's a timber here. It's daylight right there, I believe. There's a tank down here. Cool tank. This is a pretty unique ore chute. They just cut a couple barrels up and look like they weld them together to make the ore chute. Clever. There's a bat right there. Small guy. I don't want to bother him though, so I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, I would say that is daylight. What do we have here? A bunch of cans and stuff here. This is the bottom of a shaft. That is looking up the shaft to the surface. Huh. I'm not going to be able to climb out that one. That is for sure. We still have this side. More of that elevated gobbing. Very interesting. Big rocks in here. Huge rocks. More rocks. Little stope there. And this is impressive. Look at that. That runs up to the surface. Very interesting. Look at that. Pretty big chamber. And it ran it up to the surface. There's some huge boulders right there. This runs back behind me. Through here. Stopes there. Little ladder here. I see daylight there. I don't think there's anything up there. I'll just go up there real quickly and check. I climb up the ladder, and you can see some impressive gobbing here. Runs up there, and then runs back there and stops, and then that just runs up to the surface there as well. Alright, I'm back in that chamber where we first came into this area. We just finished exploring that section up there, and remember that carnation milk box there, and there's this stuff going off here I hadn't checked out yet, and turns into a rocky mess. That keeps dropping down. And down and down. Huh. I guess that leads to that winds down there. Huh. Actually, I bet this does too. Got that running off down that way. Behind me here. Okay. There's a stope right there. Just stops there. So it appears we're gonna head toward that winds. Man, it's hard to walk on this stuff. There's rocks rolling around beneath my boots. Oh man, tough going. Okay, looks like a dead end. I'll check that more closely in a second. There's a drift going this way. I'll check that in a second too. Too many things to check. That just backfills right there, and doesn't seem to go anywhere. This that must connect to the surface. Look at all the trash down here. I turn my light off. Yeah, that connects to the surface. That explains all the trash here. So that is that, and still have that one behind me to examine. It leads off this way. And okay, backfill keeps going that way. Oh, I can finally stand up. Wrapping our way around and around. Backfill. And still going. Okay. That looks like maybe a shaft right there. I think I see daylight. Turn the camera off and check. I mean, the light off, I mean. No, I do not see daylight at all. Never mind. Let me stick the camera back there and see what I see. Okay. Just a little stoped out chamber here. That is it. So I'd say we're done with this mine.